Hi, it's Maureen Muldoon, and I am here with our next lesson of A Course in Miracles, the workbook lessons, which is, drum roll please, 148. 148. And if you like these lessons, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. So, lesson 148, my mind holds only what I think with God, is the overall theme that we've been contemplating during this section. And the two lessons that we're going to cover today are 135, if I defend myself, I am attacked, and 136, I said 136 because that's a lesson, 136. Sickness is a defense against the truth. So let's just contemplate that. How do we, 135, if I defend myself, I am attacked. So how do I attack myself? In this lesson, it talks about the major way that we attack ourselves is by not being here and right now. Planning the future or activating the past or organizing the present are ways that we attack ourselves. And why is that? Because right here and right now, we are gifted with this Holy Communion, that we have the capacity to have Holy Communion with every single moment that is. And when we allow ourselves to truly feel this Holy Communion, what does it feel like to have peace with every single moment that is? What does it feel like to be in harmony with every single moment that is? This is the way that we stop attacking ourselves. And why don't we do that? Why don't we have harmony with every single moment that is? Well, this is a way that we protect ourselves when we drag the past into the future, when we try and organize the present, and when we activate the future, activate the past. This is a way that we defend ourselves, which is crazy that this is a way that we defend ourselves. And what are we defending ourselves against? We're defending ourselves against, literally defending ourselves against, this is kind of crazy, but defending ourselves against namaste. We're defending ourselves against God meeting God, about being unencumbered and open to the great mystery of God. And why would we defend ourselves against that? Because of the one fear that we've always had and probably always will have, which is the fear of the unknown. God said to us, my beloved, I will give you everything, but it comes as a surprise party. And I can't tell you everything because you're not capable of holding everything. Like, that wouldn't be a wise and compassionate thing to do as a benevolent creator, in the same way that I wouldn't ask you to hold the whole ocean. But you can hold this drop. And if you hold this drop of ocean, you will begin to understand the magnificence and the great mystery of my being. And if you return this drop to the great ocean, we're like, I don't want to return to the great ocean. But if you did return to the great ocean, you could let yourself melt into me. And you would go with all of my mysteries and become one again with all of my mysteries. And we're like, well, you know what? Thanks for that. Thanks for that suggestion and invitation. But I think instead what I would like to do is build a boat around my little drop. And in this way I can just paddle around to where I want to go and what I want to do. And eventually acquire a great and sincere fear of the ocean. And in fact, when I look at the ocean when I'm in my little boat, which is my body, I will think, oh, I'm so glad I'm not in the ocean. And I will start to navigate with my crazy little map of where to go and what to do and what to say according to my will. And it will be nothing like row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. I will be going against the tide. I will be freaked out by the currents and the current events. And I will, think to myself, where the hell is God? Sound familiar? So, if we don't want to go that way, we could allow ourselves to meld with this moment and merge with this moment and melt into this moment and experience the mystery of this moment. And in that, we would just simply be asked to come naked with no script, no agenda, no fears, no needs, no desires, no commands to God. and we would be asked to simply be. And that's ridiculously easy, you would think, but the ego does not want us to do that. But this is the only way to lay aside all defenses, is to be present. And there is a place within us, within you, within me, that when we hear this invitation, we think, like when we were little kids, Mother, may I? Yes, you may. Like, Mother, may I do that? May I come naked to this moment and just be? Yes, you may. Yes, you may. So many people like to run around and say a healed mind doesn't plan. And this is true, a healed mind doesn't plan, but that's just the beginning of that concept. The rest of that concept is it carries out the plan that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. It carries out the plan that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. So it's one thing to give up our own script, and it's another thing to receive the script of the divine and to allow ourselves to go with that. So we have, defenses against giving up our scripts because we value our scripts. And we have defenses against doing God's plan. We're like, I'm not doing God's plan. God doesn't know anything, basically. God doesn't know anything, and I have an insufficient God. That's crazy, I know. I know it sounds familiar to you. I'm not doing God's plan. I got to chart my own course, man. We can forgive that. I can forgive that about myself. So this section also says, what could you not accept if you but knew that everything, all past, present, and future things to come were gently planned by one whose only purpose was your good? Do we have that kind of a relationship with God? Or do we sit by the doorway and kind of wring our hands like, I hope I'm going to choose the right one. I hope I'm going to pick the right door. And God's like, there's no wrong door. They're all the right door. When you go with God, every door is right. Don't make any decisions on your own. So, and it also says in this section, which I love, it says, this is your Easter time. And then it says, I will keep it holy today. I will not defend myself, because the Son of God needs no defense against the truth. An easy thing to contemplate, but a harder thing to embody. So we go gently with ourselves. Just think of yourself gently dipping your toe over the edge of the boat and being like, maybe I could swim with God today. And believe me, I know how scary that is. To like throw the oars in the air and be like, freak it, let's just do this, it's not as easy because our egos are so very consistent. So there's that, And then the next thing that we're contemplating today is sickness is a defense against the truth. It says, like, if I defend myself, I'm attacked, and that sickness is a defense against the truth. So sickness is a major way that we defend against the truth. Sickness is insane. It says that sickness is an insane device of self-deception. It's when you wave your secret magic wands, when truth appears to threaten what you would believe. And then you forget that you're the one who waved the wand, which is magnificent. It's a great plan of the ego. And this sickness is not talking about just sickness in the body, but it's also talking about in your bank account, in your romance, every area of your life, any area of your life that feels like there's some sort of stagnation or block, that we get to look at that. And you think, well, I would know if I waved a magic wand. I would know if I had some alternative script from God, but you really wouldn't. At least I didn't. When I had that alternative script when I had cancer. I had thyroid cancer. You can still see my scar. And it's because I harbored a resentment against the medical industry. I talked about that a million times, and I don't need to be telling that story again, but yeah, so I know, how salacious and secretive the ego can be and how blocked it can be. Like, I know that this is the truth. And then it goes on to say, I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed. So what does it mean to be wholly healed? It means that I will not use my mind to attack not one brother, not one time, ever. That I will give up the whole gig of attacking. What does attacking look like? It looks like control. It looks like judgment. You know what it looks like. It looks like jealousy. It looks like all of the ways that we see ourselves as separate. And so we get to experience true freedom by giving up all of this crazy thinking and be in this moment and sing a new song unto the Lord. Being in this moment and singing a new song unto the Lord means being in harmony with everything, not judging it, not fearing it, but simply being with it, being with it, being with it. You can do this. If I can do this and I can do it, up to a certain degree, I've been able to do this. I'm not a master at it, but, we walk together, in this funny little illusion, you and me, and we make progress, and progress is perfection. In 12 step they say progress, not perfection, but I think progress is perfection. Any progress that we make, even one step towards loving more and fearing less, is perfection. So sing a new song unto the Lord, and let that song be one that you hear spontaneously in love. Namaste.